Hey, what's up everyone, this is Raven Builds and let's get started. So today we are reviewing the high-grade RX-78G E Gundam EX Requiem for Vengeance. This is a completely redesigned version of the original RX-78 Gundam. Yes, as you guys can see, it's very different. This one features a redesigned shield, beam rifle, Gatling on its right side with 3 beam sabers. Yes, if you haven't watched the Requiem for Vengeance on Netflix, my suggestion is go watch it now. It is highly advisable. It actually brought in a fresh new scene into the Gundam universe, specifically in the UC era. Now, as of making this video here, I can guarantee you not a whole lot of available kits in the market. And I do plan on getting a couple more because I really enjoyed building this unit here. Now, quick history. This unit is, again, the Gundam that actually had beaten a lot of Zion bases in the series itself. Sadly, it is unknown who the pilot is. Like, there's really not a whole lot of information about the kid, the pilot, his name, his history. There is nothing at all. So if there is ever going to be a release about that, the name of the pilot and his history, I will actually make a separate video out of it, and he is definitely a new type. So let's move forward, shall we? And let's start the full review. Okay, so we're gonna have a close-up look at each piece here. Now, just to let you guys know, we do have a lot of extra piece here. Well, not really. And these are the 2 pieces that you won't need at all. And also, when it comes to the extras, you do have a spare beam saver here. So if you want to do some, what do you call that now, diorama? Well, if you lose one, you get a spare part. There you go. Okay, so the first item that we're gonna be looking at is the headpiece. Okay, so as you guys can see, this is the headpiece here. It's actually quite different than your typical RX-78 Gundam. And wow, just look at that. So much detail, so many different pieces. I did actually color the visor there on top and the eyes. So there you go. Kind of lost the sticker eyes. Yes. Now up next are the arms here. So as you guys can see, the arms here definitely have some potential attachment on the side, and the shoulder armor is very small. Yes, articulation there. So there you go. Now for the other arm, it's practically the same as well. Wow. And look at the hand here. It's a different plate as well. Different, like the color separation is just fascinating. And then you get the ball joint for the shoulders here. And now we're gonna move to the torso here. As you guys can see, the torso got a lot of details as well. And you get some slots for the back. So you may be able to use some custom pieces if you want to, and there's 2 other slots there. This is where you actually install the Gatling. Wow, look at that. Very different. Okay, up next is the beam sabers here. Now the 78G got 3 beam sabers, and the beam sabers are very detailed. Yes. And then you got your Gatling here. Now the Gatling got a rubber piece here, as you guys can see, and it's actually quite small. And then you get the drum as well, which is another detailed area. Okay, and then up next you actually got the right hand trigger. Wow. Okay, and then you got another piece here. I think this is part of the backpack. And then you get the backpack itself. You actually get the thrusters, which is actually articulated. So at least you guys know which parts are articulated. And then you got your waist here. The waist area is actually quite smaller, and there's an alcove there where you actually just put in the torso, and we're gonna piece this together. Okay, and this is the front piece here. and this is the back piece now. And some of the nice feature here, I'm just fascinated at that. Wow, it's not a ball joint for the legs here. So up next is the legs, and there's no ball joint there, so it's actually a connector, which actually makes it really nice. Definitely good, some good articulation, as you guys can see for the legs here. You actually got moving piece. This is a separate piece as well. You get the back ankle with articulated parts, the front ankle guard, and as you guys can see, there's a seam line there. The foot, I think this is the right, yes, this is the right leg here. And you'll notice there are some knobs, yes. One of the disappointing areas, even though it's not perfect. Now let's move on to the left leg. Same concept, different, so you can tell which is left and right. And then you get the Gundam shield here. As you guys can see, the Gundam shield is actually very detailed as well, but you get to put in a sticker. They should have actually made this separate parts, but you can only ask for so much. Then you get your beam saber effect parts here, yes, very basic. And then last but not the least, you got your beam rifle here. The beam rifle is actually quite detailed as well, and very different design. Okay, so there you go. And there's really, I thought this was articulated, I completely forgot it's not. Okay, now let's go ahead and piece everything together. Now, while installing this, we're doing some articulation tests. As you guys can see, it's actually quite nice. Really nice articulation, as you guys can see. And as you guys can see, the knobs there. And it can do the split, which makes this a plus. And look at that movement there. Wow. Okay, the front skirt and the back skirt. Everything actually is articulated for the waist, which is already a plus. Now for the torso here, you actually get the ball joint there. Okay. Now turning it from left to right, that's technically how far it can go. As you guys can see, it can actually bend, which is actually quite nice. Now for the backpack here, and then you actually got this one piece here that you install at the slot there. Okay. Okay. And then for the Gatling, it is on top supposedly. Yes, you actually get the slot there. And then you actually got that piece, and you actually got rotating Gatling, but this one here is kind of falling off. Oh, and the rubber piece is actually twisted as well, so there's some issue. Be right back, need to change the battery. Okay, so I didn't make a mistake when installing the Gatling. So this piece here should be pointing towards, and then installation should be very easy. There you go, it should look that way. And then you actually got a rotating Gatling, which is actually quite nice, but kind of limited at the same time because the rubber is getting in the way. Now let's install the beam sabers back. There you go. And for the thrusters here, two separates, which is actually quite nice, as you guys can see on the detail. And we do have somewhat of an issue here. somewhat loose here. It might actually fall off, so just got to be careful here. Okay, so that's for the attachment at the back there. As you guys have noticed, it kind of popped out. It really depends on the rubber area. Now up next are the arms here. Now, oh, look at that. I mistook there, and as you guys can see, this is articulated as well. And let's check, is it supposed to be okay? Yeah, it's supposed to be that way. Okay, and then let's install it. Now, as you guys can see, when it comes to the arms here, it's actually quite nice. And for a second there, where I'm pointing at, it looks like the opposite, but I'm looking at the manual right now. It's actually installed properly. As you guys can see again, it actually falls off. Now, it's kind of secure, like if you leave it be, it's not going to fall off, but if you're playing around with it, it will fall off. Now, as you guys can see there is some really good articulation. There's some really nice postable segments here. Bandai definitely did a really great job with this. Now let's put the other one. There you go. And then for the headpiece here, as you guys can see, the peg is literally sticking out, but when you install it, voila, it looks phenomenal. Now you can remove the Gatling if you want to, but it's actually a very odd RX-78 Gundam, honestly. Now when it comes to the installation of the shield here, this is actually a ball joint. It's actually not solid in place, so which is actually quite nice. You'll actually have to remove the piece here. As you guys can see, the hand itself doesn't have a ball joint, which actually makes it a lot easier. And then how am I supposed to do this? Let's remove, okay, the now it might be tricky when installing it this way, but let's try it out. Okay, since this is a review, it's better to know how far you can actually go with the installation. Okay, put it back in place, and then wow, sadly it doesn't actually move, so that's how far it can go. And then for the beam rifle, okay, there we go. Now this looks solid to me, actually. Nice, look at that. Then you just remove the hand easily. Wow, look at that. Okay, this is actually unexpected. It already looks nice without the details, but giving it more details will definitely bring out its best. And then let's install the beam sabers here. And nice. Okay, look at that beauty. Wow. Okay, now let's move on to the next base. And oh yeah, for the beam sabers, let's just install this one here. Easy installation. Wow, I'm actually very impressed with this so far. Very impressive. It hasn't disappointed me yet. It's kind of weird for a Gundam with this design, but they want it to be more realistic, and there you go. Now let's move on to the next stage. Okay, so the last two pieces I want to show you guys are this piece here. This is D3. This is actually an attachment for your action base. So I get an action base here. Okay, easy installation. And from what I can see, it's supposed to attach at the back skirt here. So as you guys can see, there's a slot there, and just slide it in. Okay, and then I believe this one here is for this slot here at the back is for the beam saber as well. Oh, beam rifle is what I meant. There you go. And overall, it's actually not bad. So you only got 2 pieces here. This is the beam saber attachment, so you have a spare if you broke one off, and this is for the headpiece here. Overall, not bad at all. I'm actually quite happy with the result. Now, last but not the least are the stickers here. This is at the water slide. This is a basic sticker. Bandai did really a good job with this. Sadly, I lost the other sticker sheet for the eyes, but oh well. Overall, I'm actually quite happy with the result here. Now, the question is this unit worth getting? Definitely a yes. Bandai definitely brought in something new into the Gundam universe, specifically to the Universal Century, by introducing 3D and CGI and redesigning Gundam itself. And I'm looking forward for the other Requiem for Vengeance mobile suit units, because I'm actually quite excited. I've already reviewed the Solari type and I want to actually get the other variants, so look forward to it. Now, the question is the price tag for those new other kits? Definitely gonna be a P Bandai. But I want to recreate one of the final scenes with this Gundam versus the Solari type, so look forward to it. Okay, now the price tag, definitely worth it. The question is the rarity. How fast did it disappear as of making this video? If you guys got any question, leave it in the comment section below. Remember, have fun, relax, and enjoy. That is Gunpla, and I'll see you guys on the next video.